Hello, everyone. Whether you are on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, welcome to HR Conversations. Tonight is rather a little bit different. We weren't able to go live last Wednesday, as you know, that every Wednesday at 7 p.m. we would have gone live on LinkedIn, uh, Facebook, and and YouTube. And so tonight is a little bit different. We didn't go live because of so many things that we have um, going on at the moment. So we've decided to take a little bit of break um, of the live. We have some major announcements coming. Hi, Tina. Hi, Winton. Great having both of you. Tonight, I think I owe it to my followers and to everybody who's been supporting me over the past couple of weeks and months. So I just decided that I needed to just pop in rather quickly um, to let you know what's happening. We are currently working on our um, content calendar. We really want to provide valuable and quality information to everyone that's following. Oh, you can't hear me. Uh, let me know if you're hearing me. Um, if you can't hear me, maybe I need to change my headset. But I see a LinkedIn user saying that they can't hear. But um, if anyone else cannot hear me, please let me know. I'm going to try and project my voice a little bit. But let me know if you can't hear me. Um, Dwight, Tate, how are you? Thank you for tuning in. I won't be long tonight. Awesome, Claudette. Thank you very much. Um, I won't be here for long, but I just wanted to touch on 5 tips for your career growth. Um, okay, Debbie and Meyer is saying that she's seeking new opportunities and could use some help. Also, I also have some opportunities um, that has opened up. So if you are in the Montego Bay area, I have some opportunities there. In HR, I have opportunities in IT, in the medical field as well as in IT. If did I mention that? So operations, IT, HR, medical. Okay. So it's a great time to connect with me. I also have opportunities in Kingston, in engineering. So if you are on the platform and you are currently job hunting, thank you, Price and Mr. Stewart. Thank you, everybody. Okay, so they're hearing me fine. All right, good. So yes, Sean Henry, I have an opportunity in engineering or construction, you can connect with me so we can discuss um, further. It's a difficult time for everybody. Um, I watched the news recently where Scotiabank has decided to close a few of their branches and and to go digital with a few others, which means that a lot of jobs, a lot of people are going to be affected. Scotiabank did say that they're going to try and relocate those affected employees to other areas of the business, but usually when such major restructuring happens, people are going to be displaced. A lot of people are going to be out of a job. They're going to try their best, but some positions are going to be made redundant. So it's important that you start to connect um, with people. And so tonight, I just want to share rather real quick 5 tips for your career growth. And again, these are not um, out of the park or mind blowing um, tips, but yet again, these are tips that I find people tend to overlook, especially when you are repositioning yourself for whether change careers or reposition yourself as a better candidate internally for an opportunity. So I'll just be sharing them with you. I am preparing to launch a podcast. So watch the space. And I have another major announcements coming for both job seekers um, and recruiters as well. And given what's happening to COVID, or what COVID has done, I find that the need is there for something of that sort. All right. So again, if you have any questions that you'd like to ask regarding your career, regarding career transition, then you can reach out. And then later on, I'll see if I can touch on the positions that I am trying to fill. So the first things first. Yes, Tina, a podcast sounds like a really good idea. It is. I would have not thought that I would be thinking about doing a podcast, but yes, COVID has just thrown all of us into that space, and if it hasn't been for COVID, I probably would not have found my passion, so to speak. So the first thing, ladies and gentlemen, is that we must envision a positive attitude. Sounds easy, doesn't it? Like, let's just have a positive attitude. Yes, sounds very easy. Um, but when push comes to shove, um, envisioning and um, owning and wearing a positive attitude is actually not easy. You know, when you are not in the situation, when you're outside looking in, it looks easy. But when you're actually in a very difficult situation, a very um, you know less than ideal position, being positive is not easy. So my suggestion to people, whenever you're in a sticky situation, is to always look at the bigger picture. What is the bigger picture? The bigger picture to me is simply looking beyond your current situation, right? And try to put a spin on what the outcome could be, whether and the outcome now would have been determined, or would be determined, sorry, based on your current attitude, if I'm making sense. So what I want you to do, if you find yourself in a situation, um, your reaction and your attitude should be based on the big picture that you have in your mind, if that makes sense, right? It is easier said than done, but a lot of self awareness will have to come in play. Understanding your emotions. I think a lot of times, many of us, we tend to don this negative attitude simply because we are not aware of our own emotions. We don't have self awareness. But once you are aware of self, Once you can identify what emotions you're feeling and how that emotion affects you and how it affects the people around you, I think that will give you a better idea in terms of seeing the bigger picture and how your attitude can be a world of a difference. Okay, so always envision a positive attitude. That's one. Two, admit what you do not know. Admit what you do not know. A lot of people don't like doing that, right? It makes you feel vulnerable. It makes you feel less than an expert. That's for some. This is not for everybody. It is actually for some. You find, and I've worked with in learning and development, and usually you find middle managers, etc., not really easily admitting to what they do not know. Okay, so it is important that to admit what you don't know. If you don't know, you just don't know, but you should know where to get the answers. And that's pretty simple. So if I were to give any advice to that millennial who wants to advance their career, you want to move to the next stage, be frank, be upfront. If you don't know, you don't know. Okay, because that will be critical to your next move as well. Okay, my next suggestion is for you to connect with people that can help you. Right? Some say you need to seek out a mentor, etc. Well, seeking a mentor is fine, but it's not for everybody, because you will need a mentor that is invested in you. That person must have the time, must make the commitment, etc. Okay, so finding a mentor is not just easy as it sounds. Okay, but what you want to do is to connect with people of like same passion and industry, people that can give you advice, right? People who genuinely care about you. All right. So that's what you want to do. And this is something that we usually um, underutilize, or even if we want to do it, how we go about doing it can be distasteful as well. Right. I've gotten a lot of requests for people just reaching out to me for help. Some were really, really positive, and I was impressed by how they've reached out to me. Just reaching out to say, "Hey, can I set up a time where we could discuss to see if you can assist me? These are the areas that I'm trying to work on." And we're just frank and open, and after connecting, if I realize that I will actually not be of any help, then we move on, or I connect the person with someone um, that can help them. It's as simple as that, ladies and gentlemen. So always connect with people that can help you, and in turn, see how best you can help that person as well. Don't just be self-serving and let the relation be always about you and wanting and what you can get, but let it also be what you can offer to the person. If you want to advance your careers, you must set smart goals. And we know the SMART principle. We've heard it a trillion times. We understand it. But if you don't set your goals, if you don't have them written, you will constantly be sidetracked. They must be specific. They must be measurable. They must be attainable, realistic, and they must have a time to it. You know, so you must, ladies and gentlemen, set goals. Where am I now in my career? Where do I want to be in the next year, 2 years, 3 years. It could even be within the next 6 months. But set some goals. And also, how are you going to achieve those goals? Have it all written out in your journal so that you can refer to it as time progresses. And I see Sean Henry saying that networking, yes, networking is important as well. And there is a way to network, and there is a way not to network. Okay? You don't want to come across as being too pushy. You don't want to come across as being too self-serving, where it's all about you and what you want, because people um, are actually busy, right? Like for me as a recruiter, and you know, and I have other obligations as well. If somebody just hits me up on and hit up, right? If somebody sends me a request on LinkedIn and I accept it, and the first um, message is, "How can I help them?" You know, I tend to, I might answer, I might respond, but it's not on my priority list, to be quite frank. So you don't want to start off your conversation by simply asking, how can you help me? Okay? Find some common grounds to connect and then work your way through that as well. It's important because again, you don't want to scare the people that can help you away. So be mindful of that as well. And my last point, ladies and gentlemen, is to always be yourself. Always be you, not a carbon copy, not what you think people want you to be, not what you think you should be, but be what you ought to be, if that is making any sense. And I can tell you, society has in the back of its mind what you should be. Your friend that is sitting beside you at work has an idea of what you ought to be. Your mother, your dad, your lecturer, your pastor, everybody has an idea in terms of what you should be. But what do you want to be? Right? What do you want to be? Okay? You have to be very careful in listening to external voices. Listen to your voice and listen to your passion. Listen to what you want and what makes you feel happy. Okay? So, Joni Gay, welcome to thine own self. Be true. Definitely, you have to be true to your own self. And Sean Henry is saying that people tend to hunt only when desperate. Cheese, the cheese has gone long time. Exactly, right? So you have to be to know what you want, okay, and how to get there, okay, because society have has their own ideas in terms of what they want you to be. So be determined, be passionate, go after your goals. And you know, I was in the country um, yesterday, day before yesterday, a couple of days ago, and I drove past a particular business place, and my mind went back 2 years ago, or maybe even further, maybe 5 years ago. That business was prospering. They were doing so well. The business owner, very nice lady, very humble, very generous, and the business was really prospering. They were doing very well, but they're actually a husband and duo combination, husband and wife that operates the business. It seemed as though you know, the business took a really bad turn, and things went AY. Things went from, things just went downhill. It was so bad that if I tell you some things that they had to resort to, you'd be surprised. And this was a major business, a huge business that people loved, but for some reason it just went bad. And that was about 2 years ago. But 2 days ago or so, I drove past the business and I realized that things were up again, and the place was painted, and I saw the business owner outside, and she looked happy, and business seemed to be prospering again. And while I drove past, I started to reflect on the fact that we can never give up, right? Um, Things will sometimes don't go as how you want them to go, right? But you can never give up. So as a job seeker, as a small business owner, you have to go get that cheese. And sometimes, I'm not sure if you've read the book Who Moved My Cheese. Sometimes the cheese is there. It has just been moved, right? So don't get discouraged. Don't get thrown off track. Just always keep at it. Because if you have an idea in terms of what you should be, then let me tell you something, there's nothing in this world that should stop you. So I just want to encourage you, all those who are tuning in tonight, that never give up, just keep at it. And let me tell you something, you will see all those plans coming together. Slowly but surely, they will be coming together. So just always be you. Um, you may not get there tomorrow or the next day or the next day, but if you keep at it, let me tell you something, one day you're going to get there. And people are going to be coming back to you and saying, oh boy, you made it, right? You made it. How did you manage? Listen, people will never catch on to your vision initially. And to be truthful, people don't need to catch on to your vision initially. You have that vision, you have it in your head, go ahead, go right ahead with it. Right, Kiana, persistent, Mr. Tate, okay? Never, ever, ever give up. And so if I'm to tie that into being a job seeker, is for you to always be at it. Always be at it, right? You don't um got the job, you didn't get the job that you wanted. It's fine. Move on. Take a deep breath, relax. Okay, go to the beach side. Anything that relaxes you, recalibrate and come again. And so that's my tip for you tonight, ladies and and gentlemen. Yes, Who Moved My Cheese? Okay, one of the best and most successful business books that I've ever read. Yes, I love it so much. I'm not sure who that person is, but it is such a great time, as it's such a great read in this season. I'd encourage anybody to go ahead and read that book. Denicia, welcome. Thank you. Welcome, 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 welcome. Nice having you. So, ladies and gentlemen, keep at it. I have a few positions that I'm recruiting for. I'm actually looking for office manager, which is actually a HR manager. The person will be responsible for HR and payroll. This position is in Montego Bay. So if you are interested, you can reach out to me by sending your CV or resume to jobs at talentboxjamaica.com. I also have a operations manager role available in Montego Bay. I have a nurse or yes, a nurse position available. You can send your resume over. I'm also looking for IT personnel. So IT support and senior network administrator in Montego Bay. I also need a doctor. Yes, a physician. And this is actually for an exciting company, brand new to Jamaica. They're not here as yet. They're setting up shop in Montego Bay. So it's exciting, and I'd really love to have a discussion with you if you're looking at taking your career to the next level, if you're looking for a new challenge, if you also have experience and you want to put your your own little twist to a new company, it's a great time to do that as well. I know that usually when you go in in a company, the structures and policies and everything has already been set. But this is your chance to really design or help to design the layout and culture of a new and exciting company that's opening up in Montego Bay. I also have some roles in Kingston, director of projects in construction, engineering, as well as I'm looking for sales people as well in Kingston and customer service roles. So pass the message along and tell your friends, tell your family so that they can apply. And also, I have an exciting news coming up, and this is again to help you in your career. This is for both recruiters, employers, and job seekers. So do watch this space. In a few weeks or so, I'll be launching something massive and grand that will help you in your career and your career development, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to connect with me for just advice or just a quick 15-minute chat, I'm well, not free, but I can make myself available for just a quick talk regarding any advice. So just let me know via the DM. I'm going to run, but I want to let you know that we may not be on, doing a live for the next few weeks because we are working on our content calendar and we are setting up shop so that we can serve you better in terms of your career, in terms of job opportunities, and ensuring that we help you navigate this conundrum, so to speak. All right, so take care, everybody. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Have a lovely, lovely night and take care. All the best.